a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas. And obviously I have with me Michelle Marie Angel, and we do Soul Talk Saturday. And today we're going to talk about Michelle's intuitive message that she got this morning, correct?
I got it this afternoon, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's later by you. Okay, afternoon. Yeah.
Well, no, I usually do get them in the morning, and today it was an unusual day. I'm moving, packing, working, just packed. Every day is packed. So I sat down in meditation after I got off work, and so it was unusual, but I did it in the afternoon.
Well, that's a lot to relax and go into meditation when you're doing all that stuff. But well, why don't you tell us what the information or the message or the intuition, however you want to put it,
okay,
that you received.
First of all, I want to tell you that I love this picture.
What picture?
Of the mermaid.
Oh, that's a picture that Jim Warren had put up for Mother's Day. It said Happy Mother's Day. And apparently, and then I read about it, that it was actually, it's kind of somebody that he is aware of or he knew in Florida. And then he just used as
It made me want to change my name to Michelle Marie Mermaid.
There you go. Well, did you say you were from Sirius B?
Pardon me?
Did you have any origin in Sirius B that you're aware of?
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Well, see, you probably were a mermaid once.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That's always possible. Anyway,
everything's
on
possible.
Another planet. Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, you want to jump right into the message?
Yes.
Okay, and then we can talk about this. Okay, so I just get set up and go into meditation, and I ask for a message, and I just go into my heart and ask God for his message for humanity, and I get tuned in, and I get pretty deep pretty fast because I give intuitive readings and I do meditation, and so I can just go deep fast, and I can get reliable, like it's reliable. I knew once I tuned in I would get a message. And this one is really sweet. The theme of it is never give up, keep the faith. And here's what I heard. It always seems darkest before the dawn. It is most painful just before the birth of the new. By the time the new energy comes in, the old energy is spent. It's gone. It's released. It's drained. You may feel drained energetically, emotionally, financially, physically, or mentally. Where do you go from here? Back to God. Put your attention within and talk about all of your concerns. Ask for help. Ask for specific requests. Keep asking and never forget to ask. Then, with full faith and vision too, thank God that your prayers have been heard and answered. Know within your soul that God, Source, Spirit, always hears and responds. Prayers always get answered. But have patience. Be thankful for what you do have, as well as what is surely on its way. So it's like a double gratitude. There's always something to be grateful for right now, and then gratitude that that you have the faith that what you prayed for is coming in its time. It will come, or things will change in the perfect time. Surrender, let go. It's not your problem any longer. Don't stew on it. Don't dwell upon it. Do something that makes you happy. Do something for someone else. Put your attention elsewhere. Give. Give of yourself. Do a chore or a favor for someone. Say kind words. Hug someone. Pray for someone. Send a greeting card or a sweet email. Relax. Go in nature. Walk barefoot on the ground. Listen to the birds sing. Play some pleasant music. Sometimes the only way around something is through it. This is a passage. Many are feeling this shift. So it's a passage for all of humanity, and I'll tell you more about that later.
And we're releasing a lot from the old paradigm of negativity, and we're getting exposed to more and more truth, and some of that truth isn't pretty.
Exactly. And so we're transmuting that energy. So this is a passage. Many are feeling this shift. Finally, do what love does. Express. That's you being you. And guess what? You are deeply loved and very much appreciated for being who you are and what you are in this momentous time in human history. You are a bright light. This is for everyone that hears this message.
Yes, we are lighting up the earth. We really are.
I specifically asked, I said, please give the message, because Spirit knows who's going to be listening here. I said, please give the message, and make sure you're talking to the people that are listening in this podcast. You are a bright light. Keep shining. You are a precious child of God, loved ever so dearly. Keep the faith. Your blessings are on their way.
Well, okay, I'm going to have to say something that some people might call that hopium. So why don't we address that issue a little bit?
Okay. Well, the thing that's different about faith than hope is that faith is the next level up. There's hope, there's faith, and there's knowing. Okay. When you practice faith, then hope is what inspires your vision. Vision comes from your prayers and asking for specifics. Faith is when you know the process, you've already used the process, and it's already worked. So we're in a process here. It's physics, it's science. It's not anybody's opinion. It's not any projection. It's all within. And so hopium is a word that I have heard used when somebody encourages someone or lifts someone up and somebody else is a naysayer. I don't really listen to naysayers. Mm-hmm. If I want to believe something that's positive, I'm going to believe it because we make our own reality. We choose our own timeline. And, when somebody calls something hopium, it's like calling names. It's like calling somebody a conspiracy theorist, when actually they know the truth. So if you have perfect faith, if somebody calls names or, says hopium about your faith, well, forget it, dismiss it, because what you put your attention on is what you're creating. So if you want to put your attention on what others call hopium, and it gives you hope and encouragement, and it makes you feel good, and that's what you want to create, give it your attention because you choose your own timeline. You've got the power.
That is so true. And that was a great pep talk. That's good. It really is because being someone who's worked in hospitals before, if you remove people's hope, they die. It's as simple as that. You have to have hope. Just like right now, what everybody's going through, everybody feels like they're being tortured in some way, you know, mentally, psychologically, in so many different ways.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, at every level. It's like I was saying, it's like we're in this vice grip, and there's just more and more, you know, squeezed out, you know, energy or whatever it is. It just keeps getting squeezed, you know, bank accounts, your heart. And believe me, I've talked to a lot of people going through stuff. And I just went to a yard sale after work, and the people there, there was a female and a male, and the female there, you know, came out and just said, sorry, I'm feeling emotional. And, you know, you could tell she was just going through something. She'd been crying. I don't know what it was about, but, you know, she did say she was emotional. And so, and she was trying to like buck up and be strong and everything. And so then we were talking about, you know, the items they had for sale. And then I said, how about a hug? Let me give you a hug. And so she got her hug, you know, and that made her happy. And the guy that was there, I was talking to her, but he came right up like, I'm next in line. So I gave him a hug too. And you know, so these are people I just met at the garage sale, but I just know that we're all family, really. Us, you know, we're human family. And so when we meet brothers and sisters that we hadn't met before, then, you know, you just say a kind word, smile. You know that everybody's going through this. You know the whole world is going through this, you know. So even if they let on or not, she did. But not everybody lets on that they're going through something. But, you know, just act like they are and be kind. That's what I'm saying, because you don't really know what people are going through at any time, really. But right now in human history, with people I've talked to and the stuff they're going through, really bad health issues, really bad relationship issues, you know, just, and things are intense. If it's health, it's intense and severe and painful. And if it's emotional, it's, you know, heart-wrenching and, you know, difficult. And so we're being, we're going through this.
it's like we're in choppy waters.
Yeah, but I'm going to call it the eye of the needle, because what's on the other side is a new birth. We're birthing new consciousness. So let's say we want to spend all of our old energy and get rid of all that old energy, and we're getting squeezed to the max. You know, we have to just really realize, keep going, never give up. And then ask for help, ask for help, ask for help. People forget to ask for help. Ask every day, ask throughout the day, and it comes. You know, you just know the process. You feel your feelings. You don't brush them aside. You don't ignore them. You don't deny them. You feel your feelings. And, you know, you might find a friend or someone to talk to, express your feelings. And then you go inside and express your feelings and say, you're humbled, and you say, I need help. I mean, I need help. Like, I can't figure this out on my own. I need help. And, you know, you really let things go. And the thing is, that's what's making this a revival, because we are all going through this, and we're going to God. We're going to God. We're going within, which is, you know, our divine spark, our true God self, the I am presence within, always there, you know, always ready to help, you know, always that higher intelligence, always that more pure love, always that light of information and, you know, infinite intelligence, always there, always ready. And, you know, sometimes we forget to ask in our everyday life, but when we get squished and pinched and, you know, we're drained.
It's like it's coming at you from every direction.
Yep.
And it's like duck and cover, you know.
Source, go to source, go to source.
And whenever you can, humor helps a lot. Laugh.
It really does. It really
I mean,
does.
it's like, whoa, how much worse can it get? You know, and then it gets worse. No,
I know. Oh, and here's the thing. I remember one time I was like totally broke, one of the many times. And I was like, oh
Okay.
boy, I remember the saying, the least will have the greatest, you know, the ones with the least will have the most, you know. So if you think, oh, my bank account is totally drained, you're like, well, you're going to be the biggest millionaire, jillionaire, kabillionaire in the whole wide world. The least will have the most.
Well, you know, I to me, it's not even a matter of the, you know, having the most. It's having enough to be able to do whatever you want is what really,
Well,
or
really,
to help humanity, or
it's freedom. Everything is freedom. So
yeah,
freedom to do whatever you want. And it's really not about having the most. But when we're birthing into mastery. When we birth into mastery, then we are learning how to manifest. And so manifest, manifest, manifest. We're learning that. How do you do it? You find out your true heart's desires. You make a picture of it. You marry it with some emotion, and then you surrender it. I think we talked about this before. It's the
not in a great deal of detail online. I mean, on our show. So keep going.
yeah. So it's the collapsing the wave function, and it's science. And there's 3 parts of it. You know, you set your intention, you visualize your intention, and you marry it to a feeling, and then you let it go and surrender it, because then you go into receptive mode. Then you wait for the universe to deliver. Then you look for the signs of synchronicity, and they happen. And you really need to remember to let go and not be, you know, you can't continually, you know, overthink things. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to let go of it mentally, emotionally, every which way, letting go and then being in receptive mode and allowing. I learned that lesson. I think I told you that before.
Okay. Well, didn't you have some nice pieces of literature or poetry that we could share with people?
Yeah, one of them I want to read that is from the book Forever Free. And because the message said it's always darkest before the dawn, I was in a spiritual reverie, I guess you would call it. And I was in a very humbled state, actually. You can tell by what I wrote. But the name of this one is called A New Day Has Dawned. As I look back, I am humbled by my own mistakes, the pain I've caused, the opportunities to express love, some wasted, some diminished, by my own lack of awareness. How many people or creatures in how many lifetimes have I mistreated or ignored? Something has happened. Can you feel compassion moving in? A new day has dawned. How can I apply this new awareness of love? Can I change the past? Can I use it to make a better tomorrow? Everything is possible with God. First, I must forgive myself. Maybe the hardest thing to do. Oh, I've held grudges when I've been hurt. How could they be so cruel? I thought as I cried. The same way I was. We didn't know. Forgive us, for we knew not what we were doing. God, I find my solace in your unconditional love. I am healed. I am whole. Thank you for new wisdom, for direct perception of truth. Your grace has touched my being with pure, sweet, gentle, understanding, divine love. Now that I have forgiven myself and have felt God's grace in my heart, I can readily and sincerely forgive others. They didn't know. We didn't know. Now we do. A new day has dawned. We have awakened. The morning dew glistens by the light of our newborn hearts. We are yet yawning and stretching and looking around in wonderment. God and the angels appear so closely now. With the saints and ascended masters, they whisper wisdom in our hearts. We hear them. We love them. We thank them. The once faint call of the one inner voice of love has become loud and clear. We hear the same messages as one another. You are worthy. You are lovable just the way you are. You are me, and I am you. We are one in the spirit of love. To God goes all glory, the God in our hearts, for God is love, and love's presence permeates all and is all. We are that love. Love is here now and always will be, ready to embrace us, moving through us as we embrace each other. I am humbled as I surrender to love, transcending the former identity of self into what is real. Love, pure love. Thank you, God. And that is our birthing. We're birthing Christ consciousness. And that's, we're babies, and we're like, oh wow, now I know better. Now I am pure love. Now I know so much more than I did before. I wish I knew now. I wish I knew then what I know now.
No, now, yeah, exactly. I can't tell you how many times I said that.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, we do get humbled in life, and that's a good thing because it sort of opens us up to our soul and our gifts and our qualities, and we let go of the old energies and everything. And we're at the new moon. This is a time of letting go of the old energies. We're in sync with the moon. We're letting go, and after we let go, now it's time to embrace what we're calling in, our true heart's desires, and we can believe in that we're going to manifest everything that we desire. So we have faith in that, and we have faith in ourselves, and that's what's happening. We really need to believe in ourselves, and our process within, our real true feelings, our authentic self. If you know yourself, believe in yourself, and you're true to yourself and your authentic self, then you're living in the divine light of integrity. And that's the only way to be, just who you are. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's people get into the habit of putting on a different face and for different things and different reasons, and you're not really being yourself, because if you're yourself, you're afraid you're going to be rejected and so on. Just like so many people are afraid to talk about some of the truths that are being discovered now. They don't want to talk about it to their friends or family because they're afraid that they will reject them because of it, or they will call them the names that they call us, conspiracy theorists and all that. I was called that over 15 years ago, I think it is now, and about chemtrails. And look at them. Have you seen some of the pictures out? Oh my goodness, they're all boom, 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 stripe, 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 stripe. I mean, the sky never looked like that when I was a child.
No, me either. I want to say two things about that. One, I may have mentioned this before, but I was in a group, a chemtrails awareness group called Blue Skies in Oregon, and we would have speakers like Dane Wigington, and Cliff Carnucum, and John Rappaport, and I think we had Elena Freeman there as well. And so we had the speakers, and we showed the movies, and we made people aware, and it was education. And we did our march with our signs, and but as we raised awareness for others, we raised our own awareness. I mean, I didn't know all the details of it. I mean, I was learning, at the same time as helping to, create these environments. Like we would rent a library, for example, for a venue, and we would show the movies or have the speaker or whatever. But
excellent. Education is so important to increase awareness, because we've been lied to about everything, and so we need to find out what the real truth is. And we still get we still get lies thrown at us, but once we go into our heart, we can recognize truth when we hear it.
Oh, I have to tell you this funny story. So you know how they have their fact checkers and the people that are fighting the truth and everything. You
Yeah.
would not believe you would not believe what happened one time. So some lady comes up to the library and she has this little gold piece of paper and she's basically discrediting us and our information to people that are coming in and just saying, I can't remember how she did it, but it was like, this is false, blah, 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 and so I went up to her and talked to her and basically, I think in the most polite way possible, but I think I was at that time practicing commanding the light and calling forth the light, and I did that, and anyway, whatever I said, she looked at me like I was crazy, but she ended up going away. And I saved that thing, and I thought, this is crazy. I mean, why not just let people go and see and decide for themselves if it's true or not? How can you
Exactly.
tell people what to think? Why can you just tell people,
The thought police.
don't believe this stuff, and they're probably the same people that, try to run the climate change, fake boogeyman,
Agenda, yeah.
tax credit BS stuff,
Why do greenhouses have these machines to generate more CO2 if you're not heavy?
Oh,
The carbon
a
footprint.
little education goes a long way.
Yes,
And
it
the
does.
other thing I was going to say is, and I don't know if this is true or not. What is true is that I heard it. That's all I can say as far as what I know is true. It is true that I heard it.
Mhm.
But as far as verification or vetting the information, I don't know. But I have heard that they have been putting some good things in the sky to clean up the air, and to heal certain things. So
I wish I knew if that was true or not. I've heard the same thing. I
yeah.
have.
So, and if that's hopium, I'm still going to put my vision into that's what I want to create. I'm going to go with that one.
Okay.
That's my
I would
timeline.
have to agree. When we take a negative stance on something, that doesn't help the situation at all. But we never knew that.
Well, we do now, and we do know now that where we put our energy and attention, that makes something grow. The more attention we give something, the more it expands. The more people do it, the more it becomes reality. And so the thing is, think about this. This is really cool. People are watching less and less television, less and less mainstream media. People are waking up. They're watching shows like yours, and they're looking at they're watching people who are whistleblowers and truth tellers, and
People are coming forward now more than they have in the past. They finally feel almost safe enough to do it. Not entirely safe, but much
brave.
more safe than they used to be. Brave. It takes courage. It
It
takes
takes courage.
bravery. Put your brave on. We all have to put our brave on and have faith in our divine self. We are very powerful. And when we think and work together, oh my goodness, they can. Look what happened with the Budweiser. They learned something, didn't they?
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did.
We
That
need to do
cracks me
that
up
with
every
more
time
and
I
other
see that.
things as well.
Yeah.
So,
So we're not done. The light warriors are here. People are awakened. The vast majority, the silent majority, is no longer silent, and we know our power. We know our power. We know we're in the majority. The media used to think that, oh, they're fringe. Oh, they're just a conspiracy theorist. Oh, no, 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 no. We know the truth. We have the faith. You're not getting that one by us, again, we're
it's not working.
not working. We've got the playbook now.
Yes, we sure do. And so many more people are coming out. It's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah,
And Trump is really coming out and saying what needs to be said too.
I love that. And
Yeah, I do too.
also, You know that video that came out recently?
Which one?
Watch the Water or Watch the Water 2?
Oh, well, yeah, Watch the Water 2. Yeah,
Two.
part
Yeah,
2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I told you I met Dr. Brian Artis.
Yes, I've had him on my show. He's been on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he first came on the show, he was talking about. See, he is talk about a whistleblower, well, or a truth teller. He investigated the story behind remdesivir.
Oh, I know.
And that's when I had him on the show. I haven't had him on since he's come out with the Venom.
Well, have him on again.
I will have to give him a call. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to.
Anyway, so
but I'm small compared to a lot of other people, so I don't know sometimes if
Oh,
maybe.
well, no, you're great. And I'm sure, he loves people like you. When I met him, I mean, he didn't know me from anything, so, but I walked right up to him and he was very friendly. And I took him my little letter that I wrote the sheriff. So I wrote the sheriff in Sarasota County, and I was asking them to investigate. And I brought up the fact about remdesivir. I brought up the fact about the guy that was, had the problem in the hospital and the people dying and Dr. Martin stuff and all my concerns about masks and everything. And he took a copy of that. And, there was some camaraderie felt because, not everybody.
When you see other people and you've done it yourself, stepping up and putting what they know forward to the right people, they respect that. I respect that, don't you? Yeah,
absolutely. And when he was talking about certain people on this last one wouldn't listen to him, wouldn't look at the peer-reviewed research.
They wouldn't even look.
What's their agenda? That's what I want to know.
Status quo.
Yeah. So, when people do listen to you and take heart and follow your advice and so forth, I'll tell you what, here's something I never heard them say. Now, I know a lot of people who have experienced hair loss. Well, then, so I looked up snake bites, and guess what? Hair loss is one of the symptoms of snake bites. And guess what? What he's talking about, the venom, I want to tell him, when you have him on your show again, ask him to bring up the idea of hair loss, because that has been, lots of people have had that. And they're saying,
wow, and I thought it was, my first thought was radiation poisoning.
But it's venom.
So actually you have a combination of the two, because we're being radiated too.
Yeah, but I just want to validate his point, because when I found out about the venom and, people were saying, oh, I had COVID. I know that because I lost my sense of taste or smell. No, that's from venom. Also,
exactly. That's what was so phenomenal about that show. And people, you need to watch the Water Part 2 with Dr. Artis and Stu Peters. It's worth every minute of your time. I've put it out on the different platforms that I've had for people to watch, and I put it on my Patreon channel for people to watch. I will put things on there that hopefully that people will see, so that if you are a member there, you will see some things that not everybody sees right away.
Yeah.
So I've uploaded it there, but that's a great show.
And when you research, you can listen to somebody and you can put two and two together in your own mind and go down your own rabbit holes. Because a while back when he had mentioned the venom thing, and I was aware of people, a lot of people experiencing hair loss. So I looked it up. I said, what are the symptoms of snake bites? And hair loss was one of them. And when all these people that have had hair loss, put the two and two together, then they might start listening to him. And when they've had their experience and it fits together with his information, because we have on the ground personal experiences that match exactly what he's saying.
Exactly. And why are these so-called other experts not paying any attention? Not even looking at the data.
Well, guess what? That exposes them.
It sure does, doesn't it?
Yeah. If he has, if he has the proof right there, peer-reviewed research papers, and on that video, it showed, France, it showed, all these other people showing in the test and everything that there was snake venom or, some kind of venom. And then
the spike proteins are from snake venom.
Exactly. And so, there's irrefutable truth. It's in writing, it's documented. And how can people refuse documentation?
Especially so-called medical professionals. It's their responsibility. It's their duty to know and examine all kinds of research that relates to what's going on right now. There's no excuse for not looking at it. None.
Well, I'll tell you. And why don't they? They must be on the side of who? What's their agenda? What are they? Controlled opposition? Are they pretending, to be on the side of the light warriors? And then when it comes to the actual proof, when it comes to the bottom line, are they trying to sidestep everybody? Are they trying to, corral people over to one belief system and keep them away from another truth?
Well, see, here's what I think.
Watch how they work.
Part of this, I think, is to maintain the level of shots in the arm, as many as they possibly can. They have 500 in the making that they've already want to keep, giving to people.
Well,
so apparently some of these medical professionals like that.
Yeah.
And
it's not working.
They always make money.
I'll tell you something. I talked to someone that woke up today after having one, and she said, I drank the Kool-Aid, and then I found out I felt terrible and blah, blah, blah. And then she did research, and she wouldn't take any more. She wouldn't give her kids any. It's waking people up. It's waking people up. And here's the thing. Life is eternal. We're all going through this because we are evolving our consciousness. We're going to be fine. We are waking up. We're reaching critical mass. The good news is we're reaching critical mass. And anybody who tries to block or defray the truth, they're just exposing themselves. That's all I can say.
Yeah, they definitely are exposing themselves.
Yeah.
But here we have answers, and we have people that are so-called experts and leaders ignoring it. It's very disturbing.
Yeah. But these times with people coming out with the truth, these times are absolutely biblical. All the exposure going on, everybody's being exposed. And so back to hope and faith and so forth, we can believe in the light and the love and the higher vibrations that we're becoming as we go into, we're birthing this higher consciousness. So hope usually comes before faith. And I was wondering if I could read a poem about hope and if you would read one about faith.
Oh, okay. Go.
Okay. I'll do hope. Hope is pretty short. It was written quite a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, at least 20 years ago. I've been doing this for years. Believe in hope. Though our problems have a purpose and improve us in the end, we suffer from our afflictions and need God as a friend. Our Lord, who keeps his promises, leaves us this anticipation, that through belief in his word, our misery meets termination. Though we see no cessation in view, it is our belief we embrace. For such is the nature of hope. The future does not show its face. With hope in our heart, we increase endurance to patiently wait. And in the interim, we learn perseverance fortifies our faith. So we find one magnifies the other, and both hope and faith abound. It is the most amazing strength, faith consequently found. To our dear Lord, who gave us these through his great love for us, we feel our gratitude deeply, and in him our lives we trust.
That's really nice. I hope people enjoy these poems because they're wonderful. Um, well, based on that hope, let's also talk about the power of faith.
Okay.
And I'll read this one.
Yay.
I choose my beliefs with unlimited power as I trust in God in every hour. The feeling I get inside as I pray illumines myself and brightens my way. My consciousness shifts and expands who I am. I become attuned to God's divine plan. All concern is replaced with unconditional love. Now I see life is perfect. It's below as above. All of the circumstances I experience in life, whether those of joy or those of strife, are blessings of love chosen by me. I love myself too, unconditionally. I feel God's love in that I am basking. I get what I want just for the asking. Carefully attuned to the will of God, with ease and joy in life I trod. Whenever fear or doubt sneaks in, I turn to God, I always win. Ever brighter I shine the rays of my star as I blend with God. That's very far.
Yay. You do such a good job. Oh my gosh.
I like reading poetry. I really do.
You're really good at it. Really good. Yeah. Well, so these things are really true. And, even though we know it, it's really good to hear it. It feels good to our soul. It's not like we're learning anything new, but we need to hear it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yes, we definitely need to hear it. I have a little statement too that I could read. That's by John F. Kennedy. Would you like to hear that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, first of all, it says the awakening is going mainstream and they can't stop it. So pretty soon it's happening. It's getting closer all the time. But this is what he says. What you are all about to go through is going to be very painful. You are about to learn that your entire lifetime and generations before you have been nothing but lies. It is going to take a good 6 months to get over this. Some may never. The entire planet is going to be rewired. Every system and every technology that you know will be obsolete. A lot of money is coming back. John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. Oh, he said a lot of money is coming back. I was watching some video, and it's really good to do affirmations and program your subconscious mind, especially when you're going to sleep at night. And on the video, somebody was saying about finances. He said, life is going to get easier in terms of finances. There is going to be an end to the financial strife. Things are changing. And I can't remember his exact words. I'll think of them in a minute. But the thing was, however he said it, I was like, I'm going to bed with that statement. And I shut everything off right then. And I thought, that is a positive message, to go to sleep on.
Mm-hmm. Well, what was the message? What was the message? I'm missing it.
Okay. It was on the We the People broadcast, and it was somebody on TikTok. And it was this guy that comes on every once in a while, and he talks about the quantum financial system and the revaluation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And let me try to think of the exact words. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it right here in the moment.
Yeah.
Basically,
it doesn't have to be exact.
Being in financial strife or want, or the lack of money is going to be a thing of the past. A thing of the past. So think about that. It's a thing of the past. And think of all of the things that are in the past. All the old institutions, all the old ways of being. I mean, we're really birthing a new planet, a new world, a new consciousness, a new way. absolute prosperity. And it is certain. It is absolutely certain. And when you tune in, it's faith and it's knowing, because you know when you're attuned to God what the truth is. And the truth is, God's divine plan is the meek shall inherit the earth and all of the abundance and all of the resources, including financial. So hang on to your hat. Here we go.
Yeah, it's just wonderful, and everything is leading in that direction. I've seen it all over the place, so there is good reason to have faith that that's coming forward.
Yeah.
Nobody knows exactly when, but I don't think it's very far away. I really don't.
I don't think it's very far away either. And I also want to talk about another kind of wealth. Through all of our trials and tribulations, we have gained a spiritual wealth. We have gained character. We have gained talents and skills. We have gained, gifts from God. We have become so much better and so much brighter and so much more loving and so much more intelligent. The gifts of the Spirit, the gifts, of, it's like store up your treasures in heaven, where no rust or moth or anything can take it away. Those treasures in heaven that we get, gifts of peace, gifts of direct perception of truth, gifts of knowing that you're connected, to God and to.
Yeah, that's big right there. They block that.
Yeah. That direct connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
As much as they could. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such wonderful things actually are happening as the old stuff collapses and goes away. And it's like, don't hang on to it. You don't want that. What's coming is much better. And that's what we need to focus on.
And now we have spiritual wealth. I didn't even think about, I was going to talk about that, but there's somewhere where I wrote that I'm a spiritual tycoon.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. There was something else I was going to say, but it has slipped my mind, and I wish I could think about it or remember it at the moment.
Hey, while you're doing that, I was wondering if I could read this. It's going to be like old school because I don't have it on electronic right now, but I have this book. And listen, when Spirit comes through and says things, I write them down. It's like when E.F. Hutton speaks and everybody listens, I listen and write things down. And when I wrote this title down, I thought, boy, that's an odd title. I wonder if, whatever. Okay, I'll write it. So the name of this one is called Why You Have Nothing. And the funny thing is, when you go through the eye of the needle, it's kind of like being drained. It's like what we're talking about. You know what I mean? And so this is really cool. I'm not sure if I can show the pictures. I'm going to try. You are an angel, dear, one who's loved so much. You have within you potential nobody else can touch. Now listen with your heart, because truth you can discern. This is built inside of you. It's nothing you need to learn. You are a giver, and you've always given a lot. That is your true nature, and you've given all you've got. Is this feeling true for you? Because only you can know. Can you look back and remember and do it very slow? There comes a time for balance, and now you must receive. Ask, and it shall be given. You no longer need to grieve. The confidence to ask must come from self-worth inside. Know you are worthy. Know how hard you have tried. It's time for each giver to accept what you need from others. We are all here for you. We're your sisters and brothers. And people will reach out and give to those who need, and everybody's going to receive. There is a path of the soul where certain steps are taken. What have you overcome? See the progress you're making? When you have nothing, you have come to a graduation. You are about to experience The receiving sensation.
Oh, I'm so ready for that one.
Yeah. Well, it is the eye of the needle that you are coming through, open to receive God's gifts as Christ is born in you. This is perfect for these times.
It really is.
Have faith in God. Have faith in you. With your divine potential, there's nothing you can't do. Draw upon your inner strength. Stand mighty tall. Take a deep breath and know inside you have it all. You're not a victim in life. Your experience you create. To find the meaning of your life, open heaven's gate. With the innocence of a child, ask God who you are. Find out the reason for what has happened so far. Once you find the purpose, your experience can change. You will soon discover how quickly life can be rearranged. Take charge, take responsibility, discover your divinity. Inside you have wisdom, love, and power, the Holy Trinity. Your love is the magnetic energy that causes you to attract. Your light is your imagination that is power-packed. Divine wisdom ensures harmony with goodwill toward all. Notice the power that arises as you answer your heart's call. If you think you have nothing, you can put away this notion. Realize you have everything within your own heart's potion. It's time to tap into your potential, and as you give, remember to come into balance and receive as you live. Open to receiving through your heart and hands. Be thankful for what Mother Earth provides from the land. Unite with other givers to create a sharing community. See how much you can give to each other. Feel love's unity.
That's what communities need to do.
Yeah. Use the magic energy of gratitude to expand what you get. Expect the coming miracles. You don't need to fret. You are very loved and cared for, and that is always true. You are contributing a lot to this world, and we need you. The end is only the beginning when you open your heart.
That's really nice. That was very nice.
That hasn't been published. So, someday when I get, funds for humanitarian purposes, then I'm going to get all these books published and let everybody see all 48 stories for awakened awareness. Until then, I'm taking it one step at a time, like we all are.
Well, I'm doing the same thing. I could do much more if I had more resources, but my resources are very, I shouldn't say.
They're on their way.
They're on their way. Yes, they're on the way. I don't want to limit them by what I say. It's so funny, but it's not funny. But it's true that I say that a lot, and then I stop and think about it, and a friend of mine always reminds me of it. And it's like, just say what you're going to say. And it's now I totally forgot what I was going to say. So I guess we'll leave it at that.
Whatever you said was great because it made me laugh. And like you said, when you bring light and laughter, that lightens a thing. Old stuck energy.
I hope I'm not the only one that's all of a sudden I just like something will just drop right out of my head. Like, where did that go?
Yeah. It happens. It's part of our ascension, I'm going to say. Because, that went away. It'll come back when it wants to,
Well, when you're a show host, it's kind of embarrassing. But I'm just like everybody else. So,
absolutely. Authentic.
It's just the way it is.
Authentic here, Gail.
Yeah, so you're seeing I have my issues as well that have come up as we're ascending. Yeah, we are. There are sometimes, there's been a couple of times when I felt slightly nauseous for no reason. There have been other times where I kind of almost felt like I lost my balance.
Disoriented.
Just a lot of really strange things. And
Same.
So I guess everybody's going through that. So it's not that strange. And we are ascending. The energies are increasing. And we have a wonderful future to look forward to. And our biggest message from this show in particular is keep the faith and never give up. Never.
Yay. Yes, yes, yes. And hopefully this is very encouraging because it all has purpose and we each have a purpose and we're all here and we're all going through this together. And if we just remember that and just give what we can, love everyone we see, feel that compassion, you know, we have really a bright future around the corner.
It's so easy to be helpful in all this too. Just even smiling at a sad person can make their day. That kind of thing. The littlest acts of kindness it can make all the difference in the world. And sometimes it just seems like people have to be taken down to very difficult situations before they realize their own strength.
And also their own strength, and then also to have compassion for others.
Because if you've been through it yourself, you have a totally different perspective than someone who's never been through it.
Someone said to me the other day that they have more compassion for other people now because of what they've gone through. So that's good.
For sure. Yes, it is. That's a good thing. That's what we need. We
need
more compassion.
Compassion, love.
Yes.
And we're raising our vibration and we're doing it. It's like, no matter what we go through, we're still going to love one another. No matter what we go through, we're still going to be in gratitude. No matter what we go through, we know we have a bright future coming. And, you know, so.
And know that it has to collapse before we can have the new, rebuild and have the new.
Exactly. Exactly. The old systems are becoming obsolete. And we're creating new things, like I'm, creating the new education curriculum.
That's awesome. And I'm continuing to do videos to help people as much as I can. And that's what I do. But I could do a lot more with some financial assistance. As you can as well. It's just that way for everybody. It really is. Can you imagine the amount of strife and stress that will go away when you don't have to worry about money all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just keep holding the vision, and we're learning different things. Like, for example, water carries information. So I have 3 bank accounts, and I made this picture of a funnel, going into each one of them, and I named the bank and I put the dollar signs on it and I taped that to my water. And I was telling the water is carrying the information that all this money is going into my bank accounts, and it will happen. And I have patience and I have faith, and it will happen. And I know it will happen.
Well, that's a great example for others to follow and believe and have faith and have a knowing, actually, more than believing, that the best is yet to come is the best way to put it.
Yeah. And we can also pray for other people and thank God for, answering those prayers for other people. Whenever I hear of anybody, having a problem, I will sit down and talk to God about it and, send angels and love and, ask for the solution and stuff like that. And I have such faith. I really do have such faith. And I've prayed for people a lot and watched the prayers get answered, that I know that all of my prayers are answered, when I pray for people or even for myself. But, I care and I have compassion, and that's what compassion does. Your heart goes out to people, your prayers go out for people, and then they get answered. So, that's another way that we can help people, is just pray for anybody that, needs help
going through. Yeah. Difficulties.
And these whistleblowers and stuff, I always pray that they are protected and so forth
and safe. Yes. Yeah. And we just had some from the FBI. You can imagine what that must be like. They already have felt the unease of
Yeah.
being forthright to their people above them.
I do believe the exposure is going to turn that around. I think the light of awareness, the light and the exposure is going to turn that around. You know, especially like that one family of that whistleblower that, you know, they cut him off from everything, you know, everything they owned, their furniture, clothes, money, everything, you know, just out of spite, you know, just as retaliation, you know.
It's so cruel what's happening right now too, because they have actually kicked our veterans out of hotels in order to house.
Yeah. That's not going to fly. Exposure is happening faster and faster, and they're going to get away with it less and less. I mean, we're really at the precipice where the tide's going to turn. I feel that. I feel it.
And people really need to stand for what's right and what's wrong, not just what somebody tells you to do.
Right.
If you have to go against what somebody tells you what to do because you know it's not the right thing, then stand your ground.
We're responsible for our own choices and to follow our own conscience. That's what free will choice is all about. You have a choice to obey and do something wrong, or obey your conscience and do what's right. We all have the choice.
Yes, and we're more aware of it than ever before because it is so important now, because in the past we didn't stand up for what was right when we should have. If we were aware of it, many people didn't. But now that we're more aware of these things, it is our obligation, it is our duty to stand for what's right.
And it feels good, you know, because I've stood for what's right before, and I've made financial sacrifices for standing what's right. And inside I feel good. You get that intrinsic value, and it's like you give the light and you stand for the light of truth. And as a soul, as a spirit, you get strengthened and you receive more light. That's what it feels like to me.
That's awesome. Well, based on that note, is there anything else that you would like to say to people before we close the show?
I would just say, let's be like family, celebrating that we're already on the other side. Hug each other, have celebrations, play some music, have some food, you know, celebrate like we're already on the other side. That's part of visioning and manifesting.
Yes, very good idea. Let's do that. And thank you all for listening, and thank everyone or anyone who has made any contribution in the past. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It really helps. And all of the links for everything's in the description, including all of Michelle's links and my links. And you can get her books there, and she's got her websites and so on. So please take a look. I think you will enjoy it, and we'll see you again soon.
Lots of love.
Lots of love. Bye, everyone.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are, and like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our